Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. My name is Professor David Hillier. I'm the Associate Principal of the University and also the Executive Dean of Strathclyde Business School. So this is my faculty. I'm delighted to be presiding at today's congregation. I want to welcome you here on behalf of the whole university, not just to Glasgow and Scotland if you've come from overseas, but to this campus, to Strathclyde. It's a campus that we've invested nearly £1 billion in over the last 10 to 11 years, and we're very proud of it. And the Barony Hall, which you see and you're in today, is one of our crown jewels of our whole campus. Now, today's a very special day. Clearly, it's a special day for our graduates who are behind me, but it's also a very special day for yourselves as well. I know that you've come from many different parts of the world, and it's in this environment that we're in, it's been quite difficult for many of you to get to Glasgow. But we're delighted that you're here, and we want you to really savour today. It's not often that your loved ones graduate, and it really is a special time. So please, when they come up to be capped by me, celebrate with them, celebrate in your own way, and enjoy the day. But it's also a special day for our staff as well, our academics and also our professional services staff that are all supporting us here. We have representatives from Students' Association as well. And if you look around us and if you see a blue gown, that means that those individuals have a higher degree from the University of Strathclyde. So all the people that are up here on the stage, they were graduates at one time themselves, and we have a few higher degrees that are also going to be graduating today. So without further ado, I'm going to declare today's congregation for the conferment of degrees open, and I will now ask Professor John Quigley, who is the Vice Dean of Strathclyde Business School, to present the graduates.
Associate Principal and Executive Dean, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students for the degree of Doctor of Business Administration for research in the Strathclyde Business School, Sumaya Hamid Al-Nebhani. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for research in the Department of Accounting and Finance, Ming Fang. Nopakau Rongmun Boot. Chi Fang Yun. For research in the Department of Marketing, Nikoleons Kominas. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Yuvalashmi Alakatala Rajendran. Madhumitha Kumar. In Financial Technology, Harinder Kaur. Immaculate B. Mari. Innes Campbell Boggle Roberts. Kalipreyan Yuva Raja. In International Accounting and Finance, Vedant Digumbar Changude. Koshi Gupta. Tejashri Shirtish Kanholkar. Letao Lin Nguyen. Mohanesh Ramasamy. Abhishek Sundaresun. In international banking and finance, Dean George Cruikshank. Togan Emir Turgut. In investment and finance, Fraser William Anderson. Dheeraj. Sunmiet Huni Ko. Hindavi Laxmidas Kadam. Nikhil Rajesh Sinkatal. Connor George McLeod McCallum. Michael Milligan. Radhika Narendran Parma. Walid Rashid. Shahanas Shafurdi. Yashank Lalit Kishore Sharma. Uthar Tiwari. Vipushe Tiyagi. Savishna Valshan. Diksha Yadav. In business analysis and consulting, Huzaifa Abdul Rahman. Adam Ali. Chandra Sheikh Andren Shiva Bans Karen. And Vuhai Bui. Ritesh Rohit Shafeka. Tunderai Chakwana. Manas Chatterjee. Shaili Naresh Abdul Delat. Chandresh Aprameyan Govindarulu Srinivas. Dushyas Chowdhury Gudi. Wei Jianhan. Ravi Kiran Kadali. Sunjay Kumar. Jaya Bala Kundran Malikar Junan. Mohammed Murad. Priyunka. Sesha Sushil Rane. Srijita Roy. Rahul Shantha Kumar Gauda. Dejune Shadone P. Shepherd. Mohammed Sarim Tahir. Varun Dev Tumar. Soshita Laxmi Tulandar. Tanya Yagi. Kirthana Udayo Kumar. Monica Mukesh Vyas. In data analytics, Raul Kumar Gaigewale. Olumuyiwa Oladipo Olajuwan. Dikshali Subash Sonawene. Priti Sudhir Surya Wunshi. In health analysis, policy, and management, Megay Sagar Mital. In digital marketing and management, Ethan Hardy Carruthers. Sarah Alexandra Conglaves de Oliveira. Asifa Hamid. Dominic Gerald Kelly. Nilesh Ganesh Keharnar. Nishant Pandey. Nehad Shahid. Simran Sher Singh Thakur. Umaima Zakir. In marketing, Suha Afrin. Sakshi Bhatia. Barutva Ganesan. Baruth Ram Hani Krishnan. Pichakorn Janya Roan. Ubay Kamala Raj. Akil Kulhan. Bhaskar Mohan. Saisiva Kumar Varma Nadim Pali. Tarit Udom Panit. Praful Verma Vutshawai. Usta Ferma. Eve Wilson. In tourism marketing management, Charan Kumar Reddy Naredi. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Finance and Economics, Tom Quick. In International Business with a Modern Language, Holly Houston. For the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, Pavan Vijay Deokera. For the award of postgraduate diploma in digital marketing management, Mohammed Ilyas Warsi. Viba Vinvekanand Nick. For the degree of Master of Science in Business and Management, Akseya Premakumar. For the degree of Master of Science in Business Analysis and Consulting, Josephine Armitha Anthony Danaraj. Garvit Mongia. Sethu Leximi Sathos Kumar. Manish Tirunarakari.
Well, that was a lot of cheering, and some people just made it by the skin of their teeth, which is, so congratulations to you, and congratulations to Professor John Quigley for doing so well with the name, so well done, John. Okay, I'm just going to say a few words, and then after I give you some a bit of news about the university and just some advice, we'll then have an academic procession that finishes off the ceremony today. So I really hope that you've enjoyed today's ceremony and the graduates coming up to be capped. And if you just bear with me for just a few moments while I just give you some of my insights and hopefully give you some advice for the future. So starting off, I think it's fantastic that all of our graduates were here, the families are here, and I just want to give everyone a really warm thank you for what they've done. And you could hear today's a day of joy, isn't it? It's a day of gratitude, and it's a day of achievement. We had 4 main departments today. We had the Accounting and Finance Department, the Economics Department, Management Science, and Marketing. And for those departments, those graduates, the staff, this is your moment. And I have to say to the graduates, you will have worked hard for it. You've definitely earned it. And you should be deeply proud of what you have accomplished. For many of you, this journey has taken courage as well as intellect. Many of you have come to Strathclyde, to Glasgow, from all over the world. You've adapted to a new city, a new culture, new expectations and new pressures. You've learned not only in classrooms, but through challenge and uncertainty and change. And that is one of the greatest achievements in university life. It's not simply that you learn more, but it's that you become more. You become a better person than what you did when you came in. And none of you here who has graduated has done that alone. And so to the parents, the families, the partners and friends that are with us today, and those who have been unable to join for whatever reason, this is your day too. You've supported these graduates with love, with your sacrifice, with your encouragement, and also your patience. And you have helped carry them to this moment, onto this stage. And for that, I ask the graduates to honour and thank your family and friends. Please. And also, we've got a fantastic turnout from our staff today, and also our professional services staff. And I would like, on behalf of the graduates, to thank our staff, the academics and the professionals, whose commitment, care and excellence have shaped the education and the experience of our students. Your achievement as graduates reflects not only your own talent and determination, but also the dedication of those who have taught, guided and supported you over the time that you've been in Strathclyde. And please, if we can just thank our staff just now. Thank you. So, as I said, in a short while, when this ceremony concludes, we'll leave this hall in an academic procession. And that procession, it's not simply a formality. The procession marks your entry into something that will last for the rest of your life, because from today, you are now full members of the worldwide Strathclyde community. And that is a family of more than 230,000 people across the globe. And what kind of community is that? Well, the Strathclyde community is shaped by a simple but profound idea, and that is useful learning. We say that we are a place of useful learning. That was something that was there right from the very beginning of this university in 1796. And useful learning is not merely the acquisition of knowledge, It's knowledge put to work. It's learning directed towards service, towards responsibility, and towards impact. And it's education that prepares you not only to make a living, which we all need to do, but to make a difference. And that spirit of Strathclyde is increasingly being recognised. The Daily Mail named Strathclyde as UK University of the Year for 2026, and it called us the embodiment of everything a 21st century university should be. We were also named the Scottish University of the Year 2026 by the Times and the Sunday Times, and runner-up to the UK University of the Year in the same guide. And these are the latest in a long line of awards and rankings. And I have to tell you, we don't chase these awards. We know that rankings, they rise and they fall. But what they do is they show that our approach of useful learning to teaching, to research, to partnership, and to making a real difference in the world is effective. And that matters greatly in the fields that are graduating today. In accounting and finance, which is my field, you will be entrusted with stewardship, judgment and trust. In economics, you will interpret systems that shape prosperity, fairness and opportunity. In the management science fields, which is business analysis and consulting, data analytics, you will bring rigour and insight to difficult decisions. And in marketing, you will shape how people, organisations and ideas connect the world. And they're not small responsibilities, I tell you. They're not merely technical responsibilities. They're human responsibilities. Because behind every balance sheet, there are livelihoods. Behind every economic policy are communities. Behind every model are human consequences. And behind every market are people. And that's why your education must be more than technical. It must also be moral and ethical. It must form not only your competence, but your judgment. And not only your ambition, but your conscience. And we can all see from the news and what's happening in the world that you're graduating at a moment of extraordinary disruption. Artificial intelligence is reshaping the world and changing how we work, how we decide, how we communicate, and how we create value. Entire professions are being rethought. Established ways of doing things are being challenged. But I can tell you this, disruption is not only a threat, it's also an opening. Change creates uncertainty. We accept that. But it also creates possibility. And for those of you with the confidence to learn, to adapt, and to lead, the opportunities ahead for us are immense. And so don't look in this world as something that is you're going to struggle. This is an opportunity for you, and grasp it. And it's not a moment for fear. It's a moment for seriousness, for imagination, and for courage. And the question is not whether the world is changing. It is, we know that. The question is whether you will meet that change passively or whether you will help shape it wisely and well. And we gather today, of course, in celebration. We've heard that. But we do not gather in innocence of the world's pain. Even as we mark this joyful occasion, we do so conscious of the suffering endured in other parts of the world, in Gaza and Iran, across the Gulf, Israel, Ukraine, Sudan, the Sahel. And for some among us, these are not distant conflicts. They're deeply personal realities that are touching family, friendship, memory, and hope. And I want to take this moment to remember especially our Strathclyde colleagues in Bahrain and Dubai, and the families of our students and staff from across those regions whose lives are being touched directly by conflict. So today's celebration should carry with it not only pride but seriousness, as I said. It should remind us that education matters most, not when the world is easy, but when the world is wounded. And so the question for you, our graduates, is not what career will you build? It's what kind of person will you become? It's not only how far can you go, but it's what good can you do? And it's not only how successful can you be, but it's also how can you become better in judgment, character, in service, and in leadership, because that's what the world needs just now. And being good is not good enough. You must always strive to do better. All through your life, strive to be better. And that, I think, is one of the deepest purposes of education. A university should enlarge the mind, but it should also deepen your purpose. It should leave you not satisfied with what you already are, but inspired to become more thoughtful, more generous, more discerning, more courageous, and more useful to others. And I'll say it again, please do not be content simply to be good at what you do. Strive to be better. Better in your standards, in your integrity, in the way you treat people, in the use of your gifts, the quality of your decisions, and in the seriousness with which you take your responsibilities. Because the world does not only need talented people, which you all are. It needs people whose talent is guided by wisdom. It does not only need ambitious people, which you are. It needs people whose ambition is wide enough to include others. And it does not only need leaders who can succeed, it needs leaders who can serve. And that begins in three ways. First, with gratitude. The recognition that none of us succeeds alone. We can see that here from our families who are here today. And that humility is essentially the beginning of wisdom. Second, with discernment, habit of asking not merely what's possible or profitable or impressive, but what's right, what's worthy, and what is truly worth giving your life to. And third, with a commitment to others, a conviction that your talents find their highest purpose not when they're hoarded, but when they're placed at the service of something greater than yourself. So yes, aim high, build strong careers, lead organisations, create new ventures, shape policy, drive growth, innovate, achieve. But do not let your ambition become too narrow. There's a small ambition that asks how much can I gain, but there's a greater ambition that asks how much can I contribute. There's a small ambition that asks how successful can I become? And there's a greater ambition that asks how much better can I become and how much better can I leave the world because I was here. Choose the greater ambition. And during your time at Strathclyde, you have grown in knowledge, in confidence, in resilience, and perspective. You'll have learned how to think critically, how to solve problems, how to work with others, how to keep going when things are difficult. And those lessons will remain with you long after today. And so as you leave this hall, remember this. You do not leave here carrying only a degree. You leave carrying a responsibility to use what you have learned well, a responsibility to act with integrity, a responsibility to lead with humanity, and a responsibility to make your knowledge count for something beyond yourself. That's the real test of education, and that is the true honour of graduation. So let me close by thanking once again our staff for their dedication and excellence, and the family and friends whose support has brought our graduates here today. And finally, and most of all, to you, our graduates, congratulations. Thank you. So, at the end of every celebration, this is Glasgow, so we don't know what the weather is going to be like. Even although it was sunny when you came in, it might not be sunny just now. Okay, I've got the digital signal, which is thumbs up. So, and it means that we can have our academic procession. So, without further ado, if I could ask you to please be upstanding. I now declare today's congregation for the conferment of degrees closed. Have a wonderful time in our teaching and learning building, and have a wonderful time in Glasgow and Strathclyde. Thank you very much.